Okay, so in my project folder here, in the geometry folder, paste the skull Geo file, and then dive outside, and then let's create another geometry. We'll call this skull bubbles. Dive inside, and let me just hide that so we're not watching that simulation. And then here, let's bring in that skull, drop a file, and then go into your hip, geometry, and grab the skull. And there we go. Very cool. So we'll want to scale this down. It's very big, it's 2 meters across now. So drop a transform, do 0.1. Okay, and let's scale that, and then we'll move it up. Just put up there, and we'll go just one up. I think is fine. Let's make a camera. I'll just click on the camera, press enter. We'll drop it in the center. Let's spin you around so we're looking at the skull. And then just move it back. Oops. Like that. So okay, so it's it's just out of view there, so oops. And when I move, it'll kind of fall into frame. Okay, so go back into our skull, and now we're going to do a really simple rigid body simulation for the skull. So it is in a couple of pieces, well, 2 pieces of the skull, but I want it to behave as one. So if we drop an assemble, there's a couple of ways of doing this, right? Oh yeah, if you press 9 then go to 3D, you can see it's 2 pieces. If we drop an assemble, you'll get 2 packed pieces. Okay, you can see we got 2. But if we use a pack like that, it will just take everything coming in and create one packed object. So we got just the one point, one packed piece of geometry, which is ready for rigid body simulation. So we give it the rigid body, oh sorry, no rigid body, bullets, RBD bullet solver, there we go. Drop that down, visualize it, so just by default the skull should fall. There we go, perfect. And I want to add some kind of rotation to this, so if we just drop a wrangle, attribute wrangle, and then we give it some angular velocity, which is the spin basically. So it's a vector, it's the name is W, it's angular velocity, but it's just referred to as W, and then just some kind of random values in here, 5. Okay, and then we'll just give it some kind of a little bit of spin there. Okay, so yeah, I want the effect that this is, if we go into our camera, that this is falling into water, so obviously that's too fast. So we want to slow that down considerably. So the way that we'll do that is with drag. So if we give it a load of drag, put this to 4, it will fall pretty slowly. And I think what we'll do is animate this so it's it's kind of really slowing down. So we're going to start with 4 as if it's just entered the water. So start with 4, and then on frame 24 let's bump this up to 40. Alt click there. Okay, so that's okay, but obviously it's still spinning too fast, so we add drag spin as well. So the spin will start, let's try 1, a bit less, so you can see it's just a bit of a kind of balancing act. 0.2, that's okay to start, and then the same here on frame 24. we will drop that down, sorry, raise that to like 1. There we go, that looks good. So, you know, a bit more movements at the start and then slows down towards the end. So that's pretty much it. That's our, you know, we can use this now to start emitting bubbles and creating our smoke and everything like that.